Good evening. It is August 2nd, 2023, and we're ready to start the Platting Board meeting here at 6:33. May I have roll call, please?
Don Porter.
Present.
Jenna Weltzing.
Present.
Ryan Morman.
Present.
Zach Young.
Present.
Sam Laffey.
Present.
Stacy Wessel.
Present.
Brandy Pennington. Jessica Smith.
Present.
Tom Gould is excused. You have a quorum. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. We will move to approvals and a motion to for action summaries. I'll need a motion to approve the minutes of July 19, 2023. Motion has been moved by Jana Wilson and seconded by Jessica Smith. Do we have any changes to the minutes? Seeing none, please vote. We have no objections, then the motion is approved. Move on to special order of business, disclosures. Do we have any disclosures? Oh, great. Just as a matter of record, Brandy Pennington is here. As soon as she gets logged in, we'll move forward. Okay, Ms. Pennington has logged in, so we'll move forward with disclosures. Do we have any disclosures?
I must disclose that I left the last meeting after the consent agenda. Oh,
Okay. So you'll abstain.
which I will abstain from the consent agenda.
Thank you. Do I have any other disclosures? All right. Excuse me. So an informational item, we have the abbreviated plat action summary for 7/24/23. And then I'll need, we'll move to the consent agenda. And we will need a motion to approve the consent agenda. It's approved by Ms. Jana Wilson, seconded by Ms. Jessica Smith. Is there anything to pull from the agenda? The consent agenda? Seeing none, do we have any objections to the consent agenda? No objections. The consent agenda has been approved. We have no old business, so therefore we will move on to new business. I will read the public hearing process into the record. Good evening. The Platting Board meets each month on the first and third Wednesday except holidays as regular meetings. If the Platting Board fails to complete its agenda for its regular meetings, the Board carries over the remainder of the agenda to the following meeting. The procedure by which the public may speak to the Platting Board at the meeting is as follows. After staff presentation is completed on public hearing items, the Chair will ask for public testimony on the issue. Persons who wish to testify will follow the time limits established in the Commission of Rules and Procedures. Petitioners, including all of his or her representatives, will have 10 minutes. Part of this time may be reserved for rebuttal. Representatives of groups, community councils, PTAs, etc., will have 5 minutes, and individuals will have 3 minutes. When your testimony is complete, you may be asked questions by the board. You may only testify once on any issue unless questioned by the board. Any party of interest wishing to file an appeal shall first file with the planning director within 7 days of the board's decision made on the record a written notice of intent to appeal in accordance with AMC 21.03.050A.4.A. Following approval of written findings of fact and decision, any party of interest may, within 20 days, file an appeal by filing a notice of appeal and paying the appeal fee and deposit in accordance with Section 21.03.050. The notice of appeal must be filed with the planning director on a form prescribed by the municipality. If the appellant is not the applicant, the appellant's notice of appeal shall include proof of service on the applicant. Thank you. With that, may we have staff presentation for case 12730, please.
Thank you, Chair. This is a request to subdivide 3 parcels into 9 lots and 3 tracts. The petition site is approximately 109 acres located west of Kogru Place and northeast and southwest of Eagle River Road, located on either side of Eagle River Road right-of-way. The site is zoned CER6, CER10, and CEPCD districts and is intended for low-density, single-family residential development. The intended use of proposed Block 1, Lots 1 through 4, and Block 2, Lots 1 through 5 is for single-family dwellings and is zoned CER6. The subdivision will be served by private on-site well and septic systems, and the subdivision does not result in any split-zoned lots. All proposed lots meet the minimum lot standards per AMC 21.10.060, Table 21.10-6. The minimum lot size in the CER6 district is 43,560 square feet or 1 acre, and the minimum lot width is 135 feet. The lots are currently vacant and there are no structures located on the subject parcels. Prudhoe Bay Avenue, Kogru Place, Eklund Avenue, and List Circle are all local roads. Per the official streets and highways plan, local roads require 50 to 60 minimum right-of-way widths. Prudhoe Bay Avenue and Kogru Place both have 30 feet right-of-way previously dedicated. This plat proposes dedication of the additional 30-foot right-of-way required to meet the OS&HP minimum standards. A requested condition of approval is to dedicate the 30 feet right-of-way for Prudhoe Bay Avenue and Kogru Place and 60 feet right-of-way for the western terminus of Eklund Drive to connect existing DOT right-of-way as shown on the plat. No peripheral improvements are required on Eklund Avenue, Eagle River Road, Prudhoe Bay Avenue, or Kogru Place. The cul-de-sac bulb at the terminus of List Circle is not constructed to municipal standard. Our requested condition of approval is to construct a 39.5-foot radius cul-de-sac on List Circle in accordance with municipal Class B standards. 102 public hearing notices were mailed on July 10, 2023. The Eagle River Valley Community Council did not provide comment, and 1 late comment was received from the public. Reviewing agency comments are detailed in attachment 3. The department finds all approval standards are met and recommends approval of the plat for 24 months, subject to the conditions on page 6 through 8 of the staff report, with a revision to condition 4 to read as it starts, resolve with the private development the need to enter into a subdivision agreement for the required Class B improvements. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that presentation. Do we have any questions of staff from the board? Sam or Ryan on the phone?
No questions, thank you.
Oh, Zach. Sorry, Zach. Great. May we have the petitioner come forward, please?
Good evening, Chairman, members of the board, planning staff. My name is Craig Bennett, and that's B-E-N-N-E-T-T with S4 Group, and the professionals with Triad Engineering are here also to help answer any civil-related questions the board may have. This platting application's purpose is to subdivide a BLM patent parcel into 9 lots and 3 tracts. The project site is located in Eagle River near the Nature Center. We agree with the department's conditions with the update to condition 4. So I'll keep this short. This conforms to the 2040 land use plan and current zoning. All the reviewing agencies support this subdivision. There were, as in the staff packet, no community comments against this subdivision, and the department recommends approval. And I ask that the board approve this plat, and I'll save the rest of my time for rebuttal. Thank you.
Excellent. You have 9 minutes and 7 seconds. Do we have any questions to the petitioner from the board? Seeing none, we will open the public hearing. Anybody that wishes to testify, please come forward. Good evening. So press the button right there and that'll start the mic.
Oh, thank you.
And if you could put it down a little lower so that we can hear you.
How's that?
Oh, that's fantastic.
Okay, good. James Leonard, I've been a property owner for 54 years, and I'm on the southern portion of this. It's the furthest one, and there's I have interest in the part that, and I sent a public comment on the scarring of the road. I have perspective easement from my property to the roadway. And I never heard from anybody from Eklutna. And they went ahead and scarred the property on the upper portion of the land. And anybody understands that there's a good possibility of glaciation, which has been on that road. And I've really worked hard to get this roadway tightened up. I put wrap on it. I had a lot of work, put culverts, and I do not know the legality of if it does glaciate, who pays it, and what about the plowing in the winter, and where is their access going to be? Is it going to be on the road, or is it going to be from Prudhoe Bay? I do not know. Do you have that?
We can actually have the petitioner answer your question in his rebuttal. For the record, could you actually spell your last name, please?
Lima, Echo, Oscar, November, Alpha, Romeo, Delta. Leonard.
Thank you. And I would just ask, could you tell me which lot or where you enter the roadway enters? Could you give me an idea, maybe between 2 lots or?
Well, no, it's not between the lots, it's above the lots.
And is
I
there a
have
road
2.5 acres on top there.
I see. And is there a road name?
No, there is not.
Okay. What we can do is we can hope that the petitioner would address your questions with his rebuttal.
Well, I would, will you connect me to them?
They're right here.
Okay, good. Well, good. Okay.
Thank you for your testimony.
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe you could take the conversation outside? Excuse me, Mr. Leonard? Yes, see, Mr. Leonard, we're in a public forum, and so he'll answer it on the record for you, okay? You're welcome. So is there any other public testimony that would like to be heard? Bless you. All right. So we don't have any other public testimony. Maybe the petitioner could come forward and offer a rebuttal. 9 minutes and 7 seconds.
Thank you, sir. Craig with S4 again. And I believe if you turn to page 20 and look at the plat, I believe Mr. Leonard lives to the east of Lot 5 at the bottom right in the detail. And there is an existing access easement that comes in between Lot 2 and Lot 4 and then heads up the hill towards his property. And it's an existing easement going across the property. And those lots, most likely, they could access just straight from Eagle River Road or through that easement. So they have a couple opportunities, or and it just depends on the future owner. And I'll let Grant with Triad speak a little bit more to the, I guess, the access.
Yeah, this is Grant Matthews, Mathews, with Triad Engineering. Through the chair, so we did septic testing on this property as part of the plat application, and that's what Mr. Leonard is speaking to. You know, an excavator tracked up the hillside there to dig test holes. So in terms of the scarring, that's what he's speaking about, is digging test holes. As part of that, we also did groundwater monitoring. Typically, glaciation is a concern when you have shallow groundwater coming out of the hillside. Good news is groundwater was encountered at 8 to 10 feet, so not near the surface. And based on the conditions out there, it should revegetate rather quickly. But as Craig mentioned, you know, those lot owners eventually will be constructing homes and building driveways, and there's a chance that there could be some, you know, cost sharing for maintenance with that, depending on how they access, but that would be kind of worked out after the platting action.
Great. Thank you. Do you have any other comments on your rebuttal? Great. Thank you so much. Do we have any questions of the petitioner from the board?
I have a question.
Go ahead, maybe move your mic down.
Yes.
Thank you.
So Lot 4 and Lot 5, Block 2, there's the current access easement along Eagle River Road. Is this the access easement to his lot that's already being applied here?
Yes.
Will this be dedicated per plat or by document?
It's an existing easement that will just
Oh.
stay. Yeah, we're not vacating the easement.
Okay.
Thank you. Any other questions from the board to the petitioner? Sam or Zach on the phone?
No. No, thank you.
Thank you. Then with that,
I guess
we'll...
I would just have one
go
comment.
ahead.
So you guys made sure to exchange contact information with Mr. James, your first name, I forget your last name, so he can get further, Leonard, thank you, get further follow-up questions answered? Okay.
Great, go ahead.
I do have one more question. It appears that there's I would say list subdivision. It appears in the aerial photograph that there's a road going out to Eagle River Road. Is this an easement or a road, or what exactly is that?
It's a power line easement, so it is cleared, but it's not a road.
Okay.
Great, any other questions from the board? Thank you so much for your presentation and rebuttal. With that, we will close the public hearing. I would request a motion and a second, please. It has been moved by Ms. Jessica Smith and seconded by Ms. Jenna Wilson. Ms. Smith, would you care to state your motion, please?
I move in case S12730 to approve the plat for 24 months, subject to conditions 1 through 11, shown on pages 6 through 8, with the modification of condition 4 to read, resolve with private development the need to enter into a subdivision agreement for the required Class B area improvements.
Excellent. And would you care to speak to your motion?
The approval, I would move to approve this. The plat is in compliance with code and ready to go.
Ms. Wilson, would you care to speak to your motion, your second?
Yes, it seems that all of the code provisions were followed. The reviewing agencies did not have any negative commentary and seemed to be in support. We did have one concerned citizen, but it appears that the petitioner has addressed his concerns and they're going to remain in contact if there's follow-up questions. And based on the otherwise, and then that one public comment, there's no other negative comments, and the community council engagement report seems sufficient. I'll be in support of this motion.
Excellent. Thank you. Do we have any other findings before we vote? All right then, please vote.
Mr. Laffey, how do you vote?
I vote in the affirmative.
Mr. Young, how do you vote?
In favor of the motion.
Thank you.
That motion passes. And with that completes our agenda for the evening. Are there any persons to be heard? We don't have any reports. Do we have any board member comments? Well, everybody else has their chance, and then I'll have mine. Tonight is the last night that Ms. Welton will be with us. We have enjoyed we've enjoyed having her on the board, having her perspective, and it's always unique and always incisive. I personally appreciate you being with us, and thank you so much for your service. I appreciate it.
Thank you, and I wouldn't be resigning but for this growing baby bump in my tummy, and I've got to take some time to do that. So other than that, I would have stuck around. But thank you guys. It's been such a great time hanging out, and always thank you for the professionalism from the S4 group, and hope to be back someday in the near future. So Thank you.
We wish you well and health. And with that, I'll need a motion to adjourn. And do we have any objections to the adjournment? Seeing none, thank you so much for everybody's attendance and efforts.
Thank you, Sam.
Thank
and
you.
Jack.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.